Hey everybody, so it's time for a book haul. I have been very blessed that many fantastic books have wound up coming into my mailbox, and so many of them I want to read. But as always, I have to share them with you too. So I hope you are ready for that TBR to explode, because I am about to make that happen. Let's get started. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? I hope you are happy, I hope you are healthy, I hope you are safe, and of course I hope you're reading an amazing book or two or three. I have to say that it was sunny and cool all week, but today it has taken a turn. The rain is on its way, so it is one of those perfect reading days. It is a perfect day to talk about books. And today I'm here to share 12 books with you. So I'm going to try to talk fast and concise because I want to make sure that I get every single one of these on your TBR. So get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep track of that said TBR. If you are so able, order these books from your local independent bookstore, and or if you are a library user, get your library to get you a copy as soon as possible. Okay, so the first book I want to tell you about is from the Tor Essentials series. I've talked about a couple of books that Tor has sent me in this series. They're reissues of classic science fiction and fantasy, and I'm absolutely loving this imprint over at Tor. It is absolutely fantastic. And this month they put out an Ursula K. Le Guin collection of 3 novellas called Worlds of Exile and Illusion, 3 complete novellas of the Hanish series in 1 volume. And these are all novellas that are set in the world of The Left Hand of Darkness and The Disposed, both novels that I absolutely loved. I have not read any of these novellas, so I'm super excited. I was just talking to someone about Ursula K. Le Guin the other day. There was a list of the best fantasy sci-fi novels or something like that, and it turned out she had translated one. The woman could do everything. She's absolutely phenomenal, and I am super excited about this. If you are looking for reissues of some amazing science fiction and fantasy, highly recommend checking out the Tor Essentials line. But this is Ursula K. Le Guin, and it's a collection of 3 novellas called Worlds of Exile and Illusion, and it came out this week, so you can get your hands on it right now. I've read like 3 of them, and they have all been so good. Now, this author that I'm about to talk about, her last book was everywhere for a while, and it was Optic Nerve by Maria Gainza, and I apologize, I'm saying that wrong, but this is Portrait of an Unknown Lady. This is translated from the Spanish by, let me get the translator's name here real quick, by Thomas Bunstead, and it is out from Catapult Books. This sounds fantastic. So at the heart of this book is this this painter who is a master counterfeit painter and is known, I believe the way it says, it's is so absurdly gifted in making counterfeits, and she specializes on portraits of this one painter that painted portraits of Argentinian high society. Our narrator is a art critic who has, and buyer, I believe, who has seen a lot of these forages come through, and he's trying to figure out who is this forager and what is their connection to this art group that meets, and all of that kind of stuff. So it sounds so interesting, sounds so complex, and I'm just super excited about it. So that's Maria Gainza's Portrait of an Unknown Lady, out from Catapult, translated from the Spanish by Thomas Bunstead. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that right. Yeah, in this cover, something fierce. How beautiful is that? Okay. A book that probably needs no introduction on my channel because it is a Good Morning America book. It has been everywhere. But just in case you've missed it, is The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocumb. I always want to mix the O and the L up. Slocumb. And this is out from Anchor Books. I want to thank them for sending me this beautiful finished copy. This is the story of a young black boy who is, he grows up, I think, in North Carolina. And he is suspected or expected, that's the word I want, expected to lead a certain type of life, go down a certain path. But he finds out that his grandfather's violin, which was to him a fiddle that he sort of inherited, was actually a very, very rare and expensive Stradivarius. And this takes him on a different path in life. He becomes a violin master, and on the eve of this huge competition, his violin goes missing and a ransom note is found. And that's where I'll leave it. It is a mystery. I've heard it is excellent. I've heard it's a page turner. It is a debut novel, so that's super exciting. And if you are going to Booktopia in Vermont at Northshire Bookstore, I think that's the name of it. Gosh, sometimes your brain just doesn't work in the morning. He's going to be there speaking, so if you're in the area, highly recommend. So this is The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocumb, out from Anchor Books. Right now, you can get your hands on it. A book that I actually think I've already hauled, but they sent me a finished copy, and it is too absolutely beautiful not to talk about twice. So that is The Wise Women by Gina Sorell. This is out from Harper. How pretty is this book? And this is a family saga tale about a mother and her two daughters. So the mother is named Wendy. She is a popular advice columnist. I'm thinking, what is her name? Oh gosh, I'm totally blanking. But she's an advice columnist. But her daughters are having two very different experiences in the world. One of her daughters has a young son, and she has just found out a house that she thought she owned. She's actually just been renting because her husband lost all of the money on a startup. And her other daughter is just like overextended in life. She's an architect, and she's gotten into this into this relationship that just isn't really happy. And her son-in-law, Wendy's son-in-law, her oldest daughter's husband, goes missing. So Wendy swoops in. And when she swoops in, the daughters are like, we didn't ask for your help. But as she starts to help them, they start to realize that there's maybe more to Wendy's past than they were aware of. So that's The Wise Women by Gina Sorell, out from Harper. And can we just, again, take a moment? This cover is so pretty. I could stare at it all day. And I've been following Gina when her book came out and all of that. She's so charming and so sweet. So I really, really need to get to that one because I think it's going to be fantastic. I recommended this book as one of the books that I wanted to read for Women's History Month. And I'm super excited about it. And it is Karitas Untitled by Kristen Marja Baldersdottir. I learned that this part is, if you are a daughter, you put this on your last name in Iceland. And there's another one for son. Someone put that in the comments. I hope that's true. And this is translated by Philip Ruffton, and this is out from Amazon Crossing. So this is another one of those stories of a woman persevering over expectations. So we're at the early 20th century. Our main character lives in a very rural part of Iceland, and she wants to get out. She's an artist and she wants to get out, but life and the expectations of women in this time period keep pulling her back into this world, and she can't get out. And she's a daughter. She has certain duties that are expected of her, and then she is a mother, and there are expectations there. And then she says she wants to struggle. She struggles to thrive within the confines of what is expected of her. So that's Karitas Untitled by Kristen Marja Baldersdottir, translated from the Icelandic by Philip Ruffton. So, and that cover, again, books, are beautiful. They're art in their own special, special way. So, how am I doing? I've gotten through a lot of books, and I'm doing so good on time. Don't stop, Russell, or this video will be really long. A book that I cannot wait to open, and I'm so happy that FSG sent me this beautiful finished copy, is Mecca by Susan Straight. I tried to combine both of these things right here. Mecca by Susan Straight. This book just came out, and this is a book about California, and that is super exciting to me. I don't know that I've read a lot of books that have such a California sense of self. This is about Johnny. Johnny is California through and through. That is my 23-year-old cat letting me know that he would like some treats right now. So I apologize if you hear him in the background. There is nothing I can do for him until I get off this video. He is, it says, a descendant of the state's indigenous people and Mexican settlers. He has like those forgotten Southern California towns in his blood. He is a member of the Highway Patrol, and in the past, he had an incident where he shot and killed a man who was attacking this woman named Bunny, and she ran away. So there was never anyone to sort of side with him or, you know, be the witness to his side of the story. And it is that event that sort of is at the apex of everything that goes on in this book, and how that has effects in many, many different aspects and different lives, and how all that comes together. So that's Mecca by Susan Straight, out from FSG. So I think that sounds really, really good. London, do you want to come here and say hi? I apologize, everyone. Sometimes he just is his own person, and he just likes to let us know that he wants something. So come here. The next book I want to talk about, again, probably do not need to talk about a lot, is The Candy House by Jennifer Egan. This is, I believe, the sequel, or in the world of A Visit from the Goon Squad, winner of the Pulitzer. Everyone remembers when that book was everywhere. This book comes out on April 5th from Scribner Press. And this is, so I'm trying to go into this book a little less aware than I went into A Visit to a Goon Squad. I had such expectations of that book that I think that tainted the reading experience. But what I do know about this is that it's 2010, and there is a man named Bix who is 40 with 4 kids, and he's creating this software where you can externally download your memories, okay? And his new technology called Own Your Unconscious, which allows you to access it allows you to access to every memory that you have, and to share your own and exchange with others. But it's not for everyone. And there's going to be repercussions to that. So I don't want to know much more, because I want to go into this one with a little less expectation, but I've heard that Jennifer Egan's new novel is brilliant. So there you go. So that's The Candy House by Jennifer Egan, out on April 5th from Scribner. You can get your hands on it before you know it, pre-order it. I'm really hoping this pile of books over here I have is not going to fall over. I'm going to mention these two books together because they're by the same author. They came to me from Bloomsbury. It's The Last Gift and Gravel Heart. These are by Abdulrazak Gurnah, and he is the one who just won the Nobel Prize in Literature. And Bloomsbury has reissued 2 of his novels out, so you can get your hands on them. I don't think that he was in wide publication here in the U.S. Until he won the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Pulitzer is coming out in like a month, and secret of no secrets, I want the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois to win. There you go. There's a sidetrack for you in this video. And the one that I have done the most on and read actually part of is The Last Gift. This is the story of Abbas. He is, it says, has never told anyone about his past. Before he was a soldier on the high seas, before he met his wife Marianne in Exeter, before they settled in Norwich and had their children. Now he is older and he suffers a collapse, and it's time for him to tell his story. But his children aren't really bought into wanting to know until they realize what they're about to learn. Does that make sense? So that's The Last Gift, and that is also Gravel Heart, and they are both by Abdulrazak Gurnah, and I'm doing my best on that name, but there you go. It's like a little window there for my face. So they're definitely going to finish one. and maybe start the other. So that'll be fantastic. This book is actually being talked about a little bit late. I apologize. It came out in February. I set it in a pile to talk about it, and it got mixed up. It was in the wrong pile. And so that's The Cherry Robber by Sarah Walker, and this is out from HMH. You may remember her from Dietland. Dietland was a book that came out that was everywhere for a while. I'm only going to read the beginning of this because this is what really entices me. In this book, it says, the Chapel Sisters. First they get married, then they get buried. That's all I really want to know. It's set in New Mexico in 2017. Sylvia Wren is one of the most important American artists of the past century. Known as a recluse, she avoids all public appearances. There's a reason. She's living under an assumed identity, having outrun a tragic past. But when a hungry journalist starts to change her story, or chase her story, she's confronted with whom she once was, Iris Chapel. So that's The Cherry Robbers by Sarah Walker, out from HMH. I actually think that sounds really good too. So I have 2 more books, so this video will not be too long. Chorus by Rebecca Kauffman is out now from Counterpoint Press, I believe. Give me just a second there. Counterpoint, got it right, which is in Berkeley, which we love them so much. Now, Rebecca Kauffman wrote Gunners, which I have on my shelf, and my friend Chris of Chris's Bookish Cauldron raved and raved and raved about. I actually started reading this one in the grass the other day, and you can see that I dropped it in the grass, and now it has a little bit of grass print on it. But the cover is absolutely beautiful. So this is the story of 7 siblings, the Shaw siblings, and how their life is haunted by 2 events. One is, and it's told sort of in 2 time periods, I think from like the early 20th century through the 1950s is sort of the time period here. One is the mysterious death of their mother and the circumstances around that. And the other one is the scandal of their sister's teenage pregnancy, and how both of those come together to form and inform the lives of the Shaw children. Rebecca Kauffman, I can tell you right now, having just read the first part of this, she's a really good writer. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. So it's Chorus by Rebecca Kauffman, out from Counterpoint Press. And last but not least is a book from Scout Press that was sent to me. I don't read a lot of mysteries. You know that about me if you've been on my channel for a while. But when this one came to me, I was like, oh, this sounds really interesting. So I'm going to give Girl in Ice by Erica Faranek a go. Sorry, do you sometimes look at a last name and you just go, you're going to say what you think it is? I almost said my coworker's last name because it's very similar to this. And I was like, oh, I'll just say that. And that's not what this Erica's last name is at all. So this is the story of Valerie Chesterfield. She's a linguist. She's trained in forgotten and dead Nordic languages, which just makes her even more fascinating. I already picture Amy Adams. Just there you go. And she is less famous than her brother, who is a accomplished climate scientist who is working in Greenland, like in the barren coast of Greenland, and he goes missing. And one of his coworkers is still there and discovers something that's a scientific impossibility. A young girl frozen in ice who speaks, as you would imagine, some sort of Nordic language. And here comes Valerie. And Valerie must go to a place where her brother has disappeared. Now, it's ruled a suicide, but is it really? She thinks there's foul play. Get up her gumption. She's going to go there. She's going to figure it out, and we're going to see what happens. So that's Girl in Ice by Erica Faranek, out from Scout Press. I'm not going to try to put all of these books in a pile because it's too many, and I will drop them all. If you are a new subscriber to my channel, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. If you are a return subscriber, I can't do this without you. You know, you're my bread and butter. I love you all so very, very much. As always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy, happy reading. I'll talk to you later, everyone. Bye.